again, everyone. I am here today with another Giovanni notebook from Chic Sparrow. So recently I profiled this wallet setup in this Giovanni, and as soon as I got this one, I loved it so much, the leather so much, that I bought two other notebooks. I'm still waiting on the second, which is a B6 Slim Folio. This is a B6 Slim Cascade. So part of the reason why I wanted to show this to you is to show you the difference in the texture between the two, because it is quite different. I have a little bit of weird lighting. It's the evening, but I didn't want to turn on extra light. So hopefully, hopefully this will come out okay. So this to me is a little bit smoother with some really distinct veins in the leather. And I will put a link to the video where I show this setup as my wallet. And then this is the B6 Slim, which I recently got, and it's much more of a small pebble, I would say, with finer cracks, which is fine. I'm happy with that. The back is actually a little bit more, has a little bit more variation in color. I think it's still showing up a little light on the camera, so it's a little bit darker than this. I think, yeah, I mean, that's probably as good as it's going to get here. So when I got this one in the mail, I didn't do an unboxing, partially because Chic Sparrow was all sold out at the time that I actually received this one. So I don't really like posting things that are sold out just because you can't get them. And if you see them and are like, oh, I'm so disappointed, you know, that's not my goal for content on my channel. So I didn't do an unboxing, but I did want to show you how I've set this up as my EDC bullet journal and calendar. So I'll put a link below to the latest video where I went through this setup when it was in an Austin. I keep pausing because I forget what the new name is. It's what used to be the burgundy in the Darcy leather. I think it's Drummond now, but I just got out of that and moved into this one. And part of the reason why I want to show it to you is because I can show you how this setup works with a more flexible leather and how I have dealt with the removable pen loop, which is here for this one. So basically I have ditched the removable pen loop for this particular Cascade notebook. For the wallet, it's working just fine. So I still have it there. One thing as I use it more or carry it around, this little bump kind of bothers me, but it's not so much of an issue that it doesn't work, because the pen, it holds the pen nicely and I can get the pen in and out and it's not a problem. And again, I've put a link down below to the video where I talk about this setup. So this was just to compare the two versions of this leather, or variations of this leather. So I'm going to put this one off to the side, and then we're going to focus on this B6 Slim. So it's essentially the same setup as the one that I had in that stiffer leather. Again, the video link is down below, but I have changed my fountain pen, mostly because I thought that the, well, first, the fountain pen that I had in here, which was a TWSBI Diamond 580, didn't fit very well and was not easy to take in and out of this removable pen loop. So I decided to find another pen to put in the removable pen loop, and I decided on this Pelican M400 because it was smaller and it would fit in the pen loop. Then after I had it in the pen loop, it just was not sitting right on this part of it. It was a real problem. So I just took the pen loop out, and now I am using the plastic pen loop that is on my Jibun Techo cover. It's actually a correction. I actually have the Jibun Weeks, or no, not the Jibun Weeks. What am I talking about? The Jibun Days. It's the end of my day today, so I'm a little loopy from the day, and it's been a really busy week. So, and this works better in that it sits straight. Part of what the problem that I was having of it sitting in this pen loop is the pen would kind of be askew, kind of like this, and that was really bothering me. So in this pen loop here, maybe it's because it's longer, I don't know. And it's also sitting sort of in the little divot of this notebook here. This is working much better. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this removable pen loop, but we'll see. I am getting a folio in the same leather, so you know, I know that they don't have the slits for the removable pen loop, but it kind of gives me the idea. Maybe if I know I love it and want to keep it, maybe I'll add a slit to put a pen loop in it, to put this pen loop in it. I don't know, just an idea. So I'm going to save that, but I will show you this really quickly. I actually took the little charm or bead that was on the Drummond off and put it on this one because I thought it went quite nicely with this leather color. And I did want to show you the spine since this is a thinner leather. It's bunching up a little bit on the bottom, but it's not too bad. And I think I could probably alleviate some of that by loosening the strings. But it still, for the most part, retains its structure, which is very nice. I'm actually really, really loving this leather. Basically, as soon as I got this one in, I switched my everyday carry to it too. So now I have a matching journal, bullet journal / calendar and wallet. Although given the variation in the leather, they actually look quite different, which is kind of cool. So let me open this up. It has the Cascade pockets, so as you can see, I've just put the same things that I had in there. There's really no changes to this setup, so I'm just going to flip through it quickly, and I will refer you to the video that I've linked down below for more detail of what's in this notebook. So I have this wallet insert, then I have this little insert that I'm using as my bullet journal, which I've actually been adding more sections to, and it's been working really well to have my collections for a bullet journal separate from my daily bulleted list, which I'm actually putting in my days, which is still working great. I'm really, really loving it. I have moved my stencils for this here, although I'm thinking of completely abandoning the stencils because I haven't been using them, and I'm only including a fountain pen with this setup now instead of a fountain pen and a any other kind of pen. Usually I use a gel pen for stencils and things like that, but I'm only using a fountain pen now because I just want to have one pen associated with this, and that doesn't work very well with the stencils, partially because I don't want to mess up my nib on my pen, but also it kind of bleeds around the edges and stuff, so it's not really conducive to that. I'm keeping it in here, you know, if I need to measure anything or, you know, anything like that, but I really am not using them anymore, and I think if that continues, I'm going to take these out. And then this is my Jibun Techo, I was going to call it Jibun Ketchup. It's not even my Jibun Techo, it's my Jibun Days. So I have the plastic cover on here just because, well, for many reasons. I didn't want to mess up the spine of my notebook, so I have this actually running through the plastic cover. It dents in a little bit, but it doesn't really bother me. And now the added bonus is that it has this little plastic pen loop here on the back, and I can put my fountain pen in it, which really works very well. It goes in and out pretty easily. And if I ever want to, oh, I jinxed myself there. It should come out pretty easily. And then if I ever decide I don't want to use it again, I can just put it flat against here and it will eventually stay put. So here I have my little zipper pocket that's in the back here. I took out the pictures that I had in the front here of my dog and my husband and stuff, and I put them in my wallet just because I figured I would see them more in my wallet when I'm out and about, which is what I would like to, where I would like to see them. So I took that out. I kept my stickers. And I just wanted to do a follow-up on my Jibun Days, and it is working really, really well. I have been really, really happy with it. I just opened this to a random page where really only all I have planned is grooming for my dog and some mail, which if you'll notice, I did indeed order the Fountain Pens of Japan book, but for some reason it's going to take a little while to come. But this has been working really, really well for daily tasks. So I'll just build on this and list other tasks and things. And then usually down here I have been putting like happy mail that I plan to get, or just mail I'm trying to keep track of, because lately the post office has been crazy. Weather and who knows what else has been a real problem. But this has been working. Oh, and one other change that I did, it's a minor change really, is I put this little folio. This is from Hobonichi. It's an A6 size little slip folio, plastic folio. And I put some important papers in here, just like this. And then I'm tucking that in the back pocket of this plastic cover, just because it wasn't working very well in this secretarial pocket. Actually, the reason why I moved it is because it wasn't working with the pen loop, but I haven't tried it again since I took out the pen loop. And actually that works too. So I could put it there as well. And one nice thing about that is it provides a little bit of structure to the back of the notebook. Yeah, I think I will actually leave that back there instead of here, because here it sometimes gets in the way and here it's a little more tucked away. So without the pen loop, it works fine. And I don't find that this little slit bothers me. I mean, it's pretty small and unobtrusive, so it's not really a problem. But putting this in the back with this pen loop was a real pain. It was like almost impossible, because it was like this and this little bit kept butting up against this, and it was really hard to get it in and out. So I'm much happier with the pen loop out and then just using the one on the plastic cover to my Jibun here. So there you go. So that's an update, sort of an update on my everyday carry notebook for my bullet journal and my calendar, but it's also sort of to show you how this kind of setup will work in a softer, more malleable notebook. I would assume that this would be the same for some of the other more pliable leathers that Chic Sparrow has. All right, well, that's all I had for you today. I'll get out this wallet again so you can see those two compared. And I didn't compare the backs, so there you go. I can show you those two. They both have variation in the tone, which is very nice. This one seems a little darker, at least on the back, and I think it's a little darker in the front too. So this one turned out a little lighter, which is fine. I like both iterations of this, but we'll see how long I stay in this one. I tend to change out quite a bit. I had been in that burgundy / Drummond for quite a while. I was having a hard time getting out of it because I just loved it so much, but this was what I needed to get out of that and get into something new, and maybe I'll rotate in some of my older notebooks now. But I may or may not take off this charm again if I switch. But that's all I had for you today. Feel free to subscribe to keep track of future videos on my channel. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. And I hope to see you next time. But in the meantime, have a great day. Thanks so much. Bye.